Welcome back. The topic, obviously, this week, if you've been on board, thank you if you have been, is asking. A lot of that phrase, ask and you shall receive, which of course is a two-part premise, isn't it? So there's been a lot of talk of asking and what we ask for, and do we even ask, and why we wouldn't if we didn't. But then there's the second clause, which is receiving, and it's equally important. Flip side of the same coin. We can ask all day long, but if we're not capable of receiving, then we won't. Isn't that interesting? The clause clearly says, ask and you shall receive. But it's contingent upon our capacity to receive. And this is why the phrase is so often dismissed by so many logical modern people, because they say that they ask all the time, but they don't receive. It's not that they don't receive, it's that they can't, or they won't, or they don't. Now, why wouldn't somebody receive something they've asked for? Isn't that an important question? We'll answer it tomorrow. Just kidding. I'd like to do my best to try to answer it. And I'm sure that I will, because I've asked for the answer myself, and I believe that I've received it. At the end of our meditation, I said we're containers of consciousness, and I really mean that. I mean, consciousness fills us up. But what's interesting is that we all have a different shape to the container of our consciousness. And as I was pondering my little chat, it was like, what sort of analogy might work here? And I was thinking of anything that is shaped by a container, like, I don't know, pouring ice into a particular mold that shapes it into a fun shape for a kid, or maybe what you pour your Jello into that shapes into a variety of different configurations. Or like if you're at the beach and you take a plastic cup and you push it into the sand, and then you dump it on top of the sandcastle that you're building, the sand takes that shape, doesn't it? So this is an important principle to realize. We can ask for whatever we want. That's our freedom. But if we have a container that doesn't match what we're asking to receive, can't come in. Now, just understanding this one principle might be the most powerful thing you ever hear in your whole life. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just the power of the principle. And what I mean by that is, let's be very specific. If we pray for prosperity and abundance, and our container, the shape of our consciousness is scarcity, lack, and worry, and we never adjust it, then abundance cannot come in. Say we want intimacy and connection with people, and the shape of our container is hurt or wound or loss or sentimentality, then the intimacy and the connection that we're looking for can't come in. Say we want, oh golly, what's something else we could want in this world? Serenity and peace and calm, and the shape of our container is anxiety, worry, dread, impending doom. It can't fit. It just won't come in. Our body, our mind, body, and nervous system is shaping consciousness consistently into what it always has. And we know people like this. We know people whose container is shaped into bitterness or fear or jealousy or resentment, and they're receiving all the time, but they're shaping it into the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So this is the key point. Asking first and then becoming receptive to the answer. That's on us to a large degree. And if we recognize we've been asking for a long time and not receiving, it's simply we're not receptive to the answer yet. That's okay. We're simply taking the Jello, the liquid Jello, and we're shaping it into a gargoyle of our own making. We're creating miracles every day of things that aren't beautiful because our container isn't shaped. Thus, we're the molders of consciousness. Consciousness is pure and simple and unadulterated. We mold it. Isn't that a wonderful take on things? So in our meditation, we allow our container to relax its habitual chronic shape. And in so doing, we become receptive to the things that we want. Also, thinking shapes our container. If we're praying for abundance and we're thinking about what we can't pay and how we don't have enough money, and God, where's my money? God, where's my money? God, where's my money? I pray all the time, then, it's like, what else can God do but throw up her hands and say, change the shape of your container and I'll fill your cup to overflowing. So let's change the shape of our containers. Let's mold our consciousness container into things that are beautiful and fit the things that we've asked for. How do we know if our container is not shaped to what we've asked for, that we're not receptive, that we're not getting it, or we're feeling a pinch, or there's a kink, or it's shaped wrong, or it's coming out improperly, or, well, you know what I'm talking about. The great prayer, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. There are 3 variations. Make me an instrument, make me a channel, make me an agent. Let's add a 4th. God, make me a container of thy peace. Ponder this throughout the day and think anything that you've been asking for that seems to have been a long time coming or not received yet. Are you in a receptive mode? Are you in a receptive mold? Are you in a condition to actually receive it? A great spiritual author says, by right of consciousness, we can have anything if we shape our consciousness to match what we've asked for. Ponder this. We'll chat about it tomorrow, and we can even bring it up on Friday. So mold yourself wisely, my friends. Have a beautiful day.